Welcome to Level Up with CMJ. Hey, my name is Joan. This is my Craftsmaster dice shooting journey. Let's make it yours too. So today is, again, Blue Belt. Good morning, Bam. And if you look at the KPI roll tracker, I still have yesterday's results up because, good morning, Chris. When I ended the roll tracker or the session yesterday, I thought it was a 7-0, but it was actually, I had a point made and it was a come out 7. So we're going to continue on with the roll tracker. We're going to go up to 200 rolls. So we're at 112 right now, and we'll finish out somewhere around 200. But our SOR as of yesterday, it's cutting in and out. Okay. I am not sure why. Let's see if we can fix this really quick. Test, test, test. Is that better? Test, test. Try Nat. Hello, hello, hello. Okay, so anyhow, we're gonna do 100 and we're starting at 112 rolls, and we're gonna go up to 200 today. And we have an SOR from yesterday of an 8.6 and an SRR of a 6.2. So hopefully that fixed the audio a little bit here. If not, I will have to check into it after I'm done with the live stream today. We're going to start off with a 5-4-5-4 hardware set. And today we're going to focus on grip again like normal. And we're going to focus on our posture. Yesterday we had a really good roll at the end of the session because I had a straighter posture. In other words, I had my back straighter than that. Thank you, Ben. So let's get her started here, guys. And this is a come out, continuing from yesterday's rolls. And we have a 2-4-6. And I went through last night and I put together a sheet on different calls that I can do. So we'll see how that goes. And that did not enter in the roll tracker. So we click on that once. 2-4-6. There we go. So I'm going to see if I can remember some of the calls here as we go through. And we have a 3-3 hard 6. So that was roll number 26. We're going to continue here with 27. So this is turning out to be a good roll. Continuation of yesterday. And that one hit the back wall and both of them bounced off quite a distance, but we have a 3-2-5. No field 5. So that's a single pitch. I know that with my OBS, which is what I produce these videos with, I opened it up this morning and there was a lot of weird stuff that happened to it. So I had to make some adjustments. So volume on the mic was probably one of them. And the dice split apart a little bit, but we have magic aces. 1-1. Magic aces. So we need a 3 and a 4 and a bunch of tall numbers. And magic aces once again. Yesterday we were hitting the box cars. We hit them I think like 10 times yesterday. So we'll see if the aces are going to be that way today. As far as craps related material last night, There was a few things. I didn't have a lot of time to go through a lot of them, simply because that was my first night back to work, and I didn't have a lot of time at work to do that last night. And we have a 2-3-5, no field 5. I do know that Alfredo went with his talking craps with Alfredo again last night, and I saw just the first portion of it. I know that Colonel Potter, American Vince, was there. I was on a show, and there was somebody else that got on there right before I stopped watching. I cannot remember who that was. And they're just talking about a variety of different subjects and that. But one of the things that Alfredo did cover in the beginning session there was how to trend the table. So make sure you check that out, guys. It was very, very interesting stuff. A lot of it's just common stuff. And we have a 6-5 Mimbo Yo. A lot of it's common stuff, stuff that most people know already, but it doesn't hurt to go through and review a lot of that type of stuff. So check it out. And congratulations goes out to both Alfredo and Nemo. Nemo just broke the 100 subscriber mark the other day, and he's been thanking everybody on every live stream. So congratulations to him. And that was a really low throw, but we have a 2-3-5, no field 5. And Alfredo just broke the 500 subscriber mark the other day as well. So congratulations to the both of them. I know that they both are putting in a lot of work in that. So that was a point made, and a point is back on the 5 again. So we are throwing a lot of 5s with today so far. So 5 is turning into be a signature number of mine, 5, 9, and 4. And we have a 1-4-5 back on F5. So point and point made again. Talk about pockets. And that's what we're looking for, is trying to find pockets of numbers when we're throwing the dice. So that way we can place appropriate bets and press them up and hopefully make some money so we can take that money off the table and put it in our pockets. So we're coming out again. And 5-2-7, come out 7, so that doesn't hurt. It's a double pitch. Again, this would be a nice roll to have with our shooting competition. We're at 35 rolls. This is 35 coming up, so that's a decent roll. The only problem with getting those come out 7s is that resets the ATS, which is not cool. But I think we got a couple repeaters going on right now, and we have 2 points that we've hit so far. And we have a 4-1-5, point is 5 again. I know that Patty went last night on the shooter competition. I think he got a 7. He had a 7 and a 2, or a 7 and a 3. He had a 7 and a 3. And Alfredo made a comment last night. I kind of chuckled about it. Kind of mean, but it was in good humor. He says, at least he did better than Chiro. And we have a 5-4 center field 9. It's going on roll number 37 coming up. So I got the bone tracker all fixed, and all the stats will be updated. And by the end of the week, we have a leaner. Let's see what that is. It's a 3-4-7. So we got the 7 out. Double pitch. Got the bone tracker all set up, and fixed. So now it's working out as a 37 rower. So that was a decent roll. Brought our averages back up again. But by the end of the week, I think on Friday, I'll give the stats, either Friday or next Monday. But by the end of Friday, we will have 2,100 rolls documented for the blue belt level here. So you're starting to see some good statistics now. 2,100 rolls, I know, is only an introduction to everything, but you're starting to see numbers now coming up. And we have a 2, 4, 6. So our new point will be 6. And I'm liking some of those numbers. You know, I talked to Alfredo about the bone tracker and what kind of stuff we're looking for. And there you go, 2, 4, 6. And he's basically saying if you can get 1 or 2 percentage points above the expected, above the average, that will make a significant difference in your profitability at the table. And I know at the current moment, I'm about 2 percentage points above the on-axis dice expected. So I'm in the 46 to 47% range. 336, hard 6. And I know that by both dice off axis is below the average. So that's all, you know, looking good on that front. And we're only going to try to improve it as we go forward in our journey. And we have a 4, 6, 10. And dice out. And we have a 6, 2, 8. So that's an explosion of that left die. And I know today, I think on John's show, Ian's going to be doing his shooting. He's doing his second round of the shooting competition. So we'll have to all jump on there and wish him luck. 3, 3, hard 6. I'm throwing a lot of the hard 6s lately. I also watched a good part of a video from Roll to Win, Ed Robinson, yesterday. And he was talking about the hardway set and things that you could do to interpret it. And he made a comment on there about people calling out implosions and explosions and stuff like that. And he basically goes on to say 1, 2, 3, Alfredo sauce. Basically goes on to say that, you know, it's accurate that we're doing the implosion and explosion, but he doesn't do it simply because he's old school, and all he needs to know is that a dice is off axis. So if that's the way you want to do things, that's fine. I'm simply calling out the explosion and implosion because some people want to do it that way. If you are fine with just going and talking that one dice is off axis and one is not off axis, I'm totally cool with that. 6, 3, 9. It's an implosion of the left die. And the reason I say I'm fine with it is because I probably am going to do the same thing when I'm off camera. When I'm on camera, I will announce it so that way you guys can have the choice of which way you want to do it. So it doesn't bother me either way. But we are training to learn what the dice are doing on this level. And in fact, one of the things I want you to do, we got a 5-1 mixer, Chris from Sideshow Gamble. One of the things I want you to start doing now with your dice training is I want you to follow, and we're using two different colored dice right now, but follow one of the dice all the way down to the end of the table and until it comes to rest. So that way, when we get to the purple belt level and we'll start using the same colored dice, we're going to know which dice does which. So we'll be able to track that, the results of the dice. So start, prepare yourself, train yourself to watch those dice, at least one of them, when they go down, so you know where it ends up at a table. And that way you know what the number is on that dice, and obviously the other dice will be the other number. Now, what I'll probably end up doing is I'm going to track the die that's on the right side, the one that's closest to the wall. So we'll be tracking the white die, and that's the one I'll be visually watching as it goes down the table. 538. And that way, when you're in the casino, you should be able to hopefully diagnose the results of the dice a little bit faster. Another comment Ed made last night, and this is a very true fact as well, it seems like a lot of the stick men at the casino grab those dice all the way as fast as possible. So that way, you're going to have to be really careful. 459, center field 9. You have to be really careful and real diligent to find out what the dice are before they actually move them. Because once they move them, they obviously start getting mixed up and stuff like that. So something to consider. This is rule number 11. So what I did yesterday is I changed my posture. I was leaning over, I was slouching, I was putting too much pressure on my elbow on the table. And in turn, what was happening is I was putting too much pressure on my knuckles on the table. So what we did on our last shooter yesterday, and I'm still doing it now, is I'm straightening my spine so there's very little pressure on my knuckles on the table. And it seems to be helping out quite a bit. 628. It seems to be producing better results. So the goal of training this stuff is finding these little things here and there sporadically and making sure that we make them part of our muscle memory. So the major thing before that was the finger grip. So that's stuck in memory now. Now we're going to be working on posture. And what I found is we have a 145 horse and buggy. What I have found is that since I've straightened my posture, I'm not throwing the dice into the hook as regularly as what I was. So that's kind of a neat little result as well. So there's an explosion of that left die. And we have a 5-6 mid-mo yo. So that was roll number 13. And we have a 369 center field 9. So I got a comment on one of my videos the other day by somebody who used to watch my videos but haven't watched them for a while, and it started picking back up again a little bit. And a major compliment was given, and I really thank the individual for doing so because a lot of work has been put in, but they have mentioned how much better I am doing at throwing the dice here, at doing the actual shooter type activity. So that's a nice compliment to hear. 369 center field 9. So 9s are the hot number of this shooter. And that's an explosion of that right die. So we have 4 9s in this shooter already. I felt like it came out of my hand a little bit weird, but hey, we got a 1-4 or 1-3-4 Big Joe from Craps Master Journey. That was shot number 16. Dice didn't feel good, so set them back down and regrip them. And we have a leaner. Knock it down, hopefully. It rolled. It was a 6. So we had a 6-2-8, not a 2-2. It was a 6-2. It's an implosion of that left die. And that one went into the right hook. Back on that 4, 1-3-4 Big Joe. So that's our second 4 for the shooter. And we're on roll number 19. So if I can remember it's the exact throw, exact posture, exact landing zone, energy level, we'll be doing really good if we can keep that, make that constant now. A little bit long on the throw, but we have a 1-5 mixer. Good morning, SJ. The new hard hat nominations had gone out, so make sure you get on John's Discord to vote for them. 5-1 mixer. The nomination or people to be nominated is Alfredo, George from CY, Ed Robinson, and Duracell. So make sure that you guys go and vote because all 4 of them are deserving of it. That one veered way off to the right, but we have Magic Aces. We lucked out a little bit on that one. And that is the small, ladies and gentlemen. So we got the small. That's good. We're on roll number 22 for this shooter. So we just got done with a 30-something roller. Now we're on a 20-something roller. Let's see if we can hit that tall. And we have a 3-1-4 Big Joe from Craps Master Journey. So all we need to hit is the 12, I think, and then we'll get that all. So that would be nice. I think that's all we have to hit. Good morning, Chiro and Alpon. I think that's how you say your name. And that one went down really weird. They crossed, and we have a 2-5-7 out. So that was a 23 rower. So we had 2 really good rowers going on there. And new come out. I did figure that out while I was above 60%. When I copied and paste, or when I copied the cells down, because On the original bone tracker, it only goes up to like 420 throws. And then you have to copy and paste the cells down in order to copy the formulas down. And when I did that, some of the formulas did not copy over. So that's why those numbers are off. I'm going to show the statistics at the end of the week here or the beginning of next week. And I am currently at between the 46 to 47% mark on access, which is still better than expected because expected is at 44%. And I guess 50% and above, you're doing really decent. And we're approaching that mark. So we are not in that 60 to 70% on access, which I guess that's like unbelievable. And that would be really nice to be at. And I did make that announcement the other day, 347 double pitch. But thank you for asking about it. You know, part of this journey here, guys, is being transparent. I want to show everybody what I'm doing, and I want to be open and honest about everything. You know, we're learning together. I'm learning as I go here, and I want to make sure that if I'm learning, that everybody else can learn either from my mistakes or um, from my successes. So 347, another double pitch. Still looking for a point, so that was a come out winner. And we have a 1-2-3 shocker. Still looking for a point. Over 6 that have people paying me to shoot with them. I think over anything over expected, people would do that even sometimes. Well, remember, guys, we have a 2-3-5. That's our come out. Our new point is 5. Remember, guys, now my goal for the shooting of the dice is to stay on axis, but not all dice sets are beneficial to stay on axis. So what we're doing right now is we're tracking the rolls so we can see how many on axis, how many off axis, how many double off axis, you know, those types of things. So that way we can find our optimal dice set going forward. And we have a 1-6-7. Remember, we're using this hardware set for our tracking purposes. And obviously, I want to do well with the shooting, but I'm not really concerned with what is coming up. I'm just concerned with what the dice are doing. This morning, when I was looking at Bone Tracker and entering some of the results in, I found that the two dice sets that are actually the best for me is a 4-2-4-1, which is all the cross numbers, and then the 3V, the 3-2-3-6. Those are the two best dice sets for me and for my throws thus far. And that's going to change over time. So you keep on documenting your throws, and then, you know, periodically check the dice sets to see if they have a better SRR. And both the 4-2-4-1 and the 3-2-3-6 dice sets give me almost an 8 SSR. We have 4-2-6. That would be the dream table BAM, wouldn't it be? Somebody that could stay on axis and then have George yell out the dice sets for them. That would totally be a dream ass table if they can get the results that George is looking for. But hopefully we'll get to a point in our purple belt level where we can all do a lot of the stuff that that George is doing as well. And that's why we're trying to analyze the dice on this level. We have a 6, 4, 10 on the end. Papa Joe, Waylon's best friend. Dice crossed when they hit, and we have a 1, 6, 7 out. So we have a couple short rolls here following those 2 real long rolls. We have about 44 more throws for the day. Again, we started off with 117 throws or 111 throws, something like that today. And we're going to go up to total 200. And the reason we carried it over is because I thought it was a 7 out yesterday, and it was actually a point out, and it was a 7 come out. So we just continued the roll tracker from yesterday. And we have a 6-5 mid-mo-yo. And that is a come out winner, pass line winner. And that is also an implosion of that right die. I'm sorry, the left die. And a 2, 3, 5. That right die took off on us a little bit. Single pitch. So the easy way to tell what the dice are doing is if they land as a hard way, that means that they're on axis primary. If they land with either a 5, 4, 2, or 3 showing, and the other one has a 5, 2, or 3 also, 5, 4, 2, or 3 also, that's a single pitch. And if it's any 7 other than the 6, 1, that's a double pitch of the dice. We have a 5, 4, center field 9. So that's an easy way with the hard way set. It does not matter which hard way set you are using, unless you're using a 6, 2 or one of those sets, because then your 7s will be slightly different. Good morning, Navaldo. And we have another leaner. And I'm honestly not going to count this one, guys, because I don't know which way it's going to come down. I think it's a 4-1. We're going to reshoot that one. We will not count it because it was kind of like one of those where it could have came down on one of 2 or 3 different numbers. The way it was kind of up on corner like this. So we'll reshoot that one. Not going to count it. That's the first time I've done that throughout the dice shooting journey here, not counted a roll. Because I could not tell what the dice was going to be when it came down. And we have a 6-5 mid-mo-yo. So that's another implosion of that left die. I have not met the YouTuber Craps Master. In fact, when I was looking for a name for my channel, I had seen that there was a Craps Master YouTube channel out there. And the reason I chose Craps Master Journeys is because that individual, from my understanding, had not done any videos for several years prior. So I felt comfortable enough using this name. 156 Mixer. So that's why I chose Craftsmaster Journey, because they were not active for quite a while now. So You're the first person to actually ask me that, actually. In fact, when you type Craps Master in, the search bar automatically goes to my channel. So we have a boxcars. That's our first one for the day. We were throwing them every other throw yesterday, but that's the first one for today. This is roll number 7 coming up. And the other reason I put the word journey on the end of my channel name is because, guys, I am no master, but this is a journey to hopefully become a master someday, if that's even possible. I think this is a game similar to like golf, for example, 2-3-5, that you will always be learning something. Something's going to take place that you're going to always be learning and trying to make yourself better. So I mean, neither. A lot of people have dropped out of the scene. A lot of people have dropped out of the crap scene. And I will tell you, one of the reasons probably is because you really have to 314 Big Joe from Craftsmaster Journey. You really have to love doing this. You really do, because if you do it right, it is a ton, and I mean a ton of work, and that's why we have that hard hat award going on. And I will tell you, there's very little profit involved in it. Um, I have got almost 1,300 subscribers right now, and I will be completely honest with you. I am making $100 every 2 months right now off of this channel. That's it. Um, for the amount of work that I put in, it's just unreal. 6'5", Minbo Yo. I put in approximately 20 hours a week into shooting videos, doing live streams, editing videos. Now I'm going to be working on this book coming up, and I'm not doing this so everybody feels for me. It's just the honest truth. So, and I think that's the reason why 325, no feel 5. I think that's the reason why a lot of people drop out, because if they really get involved with the community, it takes up a lot of time. It really does. Um, with very little reward other than, and this is probably the biggest reward I've had, is the opportunity to meet all these outstanding people in the community. And when John and Jeff, that's a 1, that's a leaner, that's a 1, 5-1 mixer, 1-5 mixer actually. And when people like John or Jeff, when they say, hey, that they've made all these friends, and they will stand the test of time. Thank you. When they say they've made all these friends in the community, people that they never ever thought they would be able to meet, and when they say they talk to all these people offline and behind the scenes, and then when you actually meet up with these people, you just start talking like you guys have been best friends forever, and that is definitely the truth. 145, no Phil 5. Fives are starting to show today. That is definitely the truth when they say that. Um, in fact, the first time I ever met any of the other YouTubers was last fall. I met up with Alfredo and Arnell and Demon Dog and Matt, and I had never met any of them prior. 5-5 hard 10, and the girlfriend and I walked into Hard Rock Casino, and we're getting a card, and Arnell was over there scanning his card to see if he had any prizes or promos or anything to claim in that. And I look over there and I see him, and I said to my girlfriend, I said, I think that's Arnell. And all of a sudden he got done scanning his card, 369. And he looks over and he saw me, he had a big old smile, and he came walking over really fast and he introduced himself, and it was like an extremely comfortable day. And this is shortly after our Alfredo had just entered the craps YouTube scene. I think he only had like 50 people following him at the time. Um, and same thing, he recognized the both of us, came right over, extremely nice guy. And we spent the entire day together. In fact, we went to a couple different casinos that day. Definitely worth the time and energy when you have friends like that. So 213, shocker. Um, so that is roll number 15. Go to number 16. I put out my championship match yesterday. For those of you who did not see it, that was a terrible throw, but we ended up with a 2-4-6. So that was match number 18 of the Badass Craps Move Double Elimination Tournament that I put on. And the winner of it was One Hit and Down. They went up against Sister Press and Pull, which, by the way, the Sister Press and Pull was my favorite strategy in the entire of the 10 that were in the tournament. And I was running the numbers last night, and 538, and the Sister Press and Pull actually made the most average money of all 10 of them, even though it did not win the tournament. Again, obviously, it depends on the roles that are happening when the strategies are playing out. In the final match, it was actually the third shooter was a 0.7 out, so that was kind of disheartening because I wanted to see both strategies roll a little bit longer, but that's what happens. And I don't retape things. I just tape it and edit it for time and send it out. 213 shocker. I wish I had a craps team as well. That was one of my goals when I built my table. A little backstory on myself, guys. I learned about the game of craps probably about 5 years ago now. And I was in Iowa, in Dubuque, Iowa at the time. 123 shocker. And I was playing, girlfriend and I used to go to casinos all the time, but we play slots all the time. And she started playing the electronic roulette machine, and I didn't know much about it. So the craps table was right next to that electronic machine. So I just kind of stood up and watched it a little bit. I'm like, that's an interesting game. So I went back to where we were staying down in Dubuque, and I spent that entire night just studying everything I could with craps. So 268. And one of the first YouTube channels I came across was obviously Jeremy from Color Up, but he had so much content out there and it kind of went in every different direction. But the next person that I found was actually Jacob for Wager Me This. And 549, Centerfield 9. And so I started watching basically every single video that Jacob had with his 6-7-8 strategy. And then he went into the one hit and down type strategy, or one hit can't miss is what he called it. And so I started watching everything on there. But instead of going to the craps table, I actually went to the bubble craps. And the reason being is because with the strategies that I was learning, I wanted to feel comfortable playing at the table, but also it came down to a budget concern as well. I could find at the time 617 out. So, yep, that is a 7 out. At the time, I could only afford maybe $100 or $200 each time I went to the casino. So that was perfect for the bubble craps and that. Plus, I got to test the strategies out. And I was playing bubble craps probably for a good 6 to 8 months before somebody that I knew, it was a regular at the casino. His name is Robert, and he consistently played craps at the table as well as the bubble craps. So he would jump back and forth. 549, Centerfield 9, New Point 9. And he convinced me to go over to the table that day. He says, "Hey, Joe," he says, "come on over, try the real table." He goes, "Do whatever you want, whatever strategy you want." He goes, "Throw the dice if you want, don't throw the dice if you don't want." He goes, "But the one thing you need to make sure is to only touch the dice with one hand." He said, "Don't put both hands inside the table." So that's the only thing he told me. So I threw $100 down, got $100 in chips, and I lost it in like 5 minutes. So that was enough to scare me of the table. But it was still something. 112 Magic Aces. So that was something that still intrigued me. So I wanted to get better at playing craps. So what did I do? I figured if I want to get better, I need to practice. So I built a table. And that was quite a process as well because nobody on the internet had complete plans that were for free that I could find. I found information about building a table at probably about 50 different sites. So 325. So what I did is I assembled all the information I could find, and then I would fill in the blanks with my own knowledge of stuff that I have with building things and that. And I came up with the videos that you guys now see online, which in my opinion are the most complete free videos out there on how to build a table. 2 and 3, Shecker. So built the table, and then next came building strategies. I had wanted to learn as much as I could about the game, so I went through the traditional beginner YouTuber journey and just did a whole bunch of strategy videos. And I probably have over 150 strategy videos out there, and every strategy is different. Um, and then I went into my playing craps at the casino series, which goes through etiquette and dice tracking and bankroll management and all those types of things. 2 and 3 Shocker, 1 2 3 Shocker actually. And then now we're back on this series with the dice shooting, the black belt dice shooting series. So that's kind of my journey in a nutshell. If you guys are still awake, give me a comment. And we have 369, Centerfield 9. Remember the full bankroll on the table. Sleepy, do not disturb. You got your sign up on the door, don't you? So we're on roll number 7, and this is roll number 185 for the tracking on KPI. So I have come a long ways. I have a long ways to go yet. And we have a 134 Big Joe from Craftsmaster Journey. So that's an explosion of that left eye. Six, 4, 10, actually a 4, 6, 10 on the end. Papa Joe, Waylon's best friend. Still alive, but barely breathing. Thanks a lot, Chris. It's always something that people ask. How did you start in craps? How long have you been playing? And there's so many in the community that have 20, 30 years of experience. I mean, how they have more experience than Chris from Dice Degen's been alive, 4, 6, 10. And myself, for that matter. I am well into my 50s. So I have roughly 5 years or so into it. And I think I have been able to succeed as much as I have since I'm relatively new into the community. Basically because I have devoured everything I possibly can craps related. Square pair, 4-4, heart 8. I am like a sponge on a lot of that stuff. And you know, I just try to learn as much as I can. You know, everybody's so into the light side, dark side, hybrid. And it seems like if you're into one of them, none of the other ones matter. 516. And I'm into whatever strategy I can do comfortably that I can make money with. And I'm willing to try anything. I will obviously roll it out. And oh, that's the small again, guys. I will roll it out. Second time we hit the small today. And I will play it out in my mind, and I'll probably adjust the bet levels. 2, 6, 8. For example, I use a lot of Whalen strategies when I go to casino, and I usually do bubble craps because I cannot afford his strategies. So I bring everything down to the $1, $2 level. And you can make some money doing that. You definitely can. I had one strategy of his that I used for quite a while, and every time I'd go there, it would make easily $100 in about half an hour, easily. And that was off of $1 bets. 257 out. Double pitch. So we've got 9 more rolls approximately. So we're going to go through one shooter's worth here. And we have a 4, 6, 10 on the end. So our new point is 10. And a 1, 5 mixer. Check out Chris from Sideshow Gamble. So we got all that slush here in Wisconsin, rain and slush the last 2 days. And my basement has a flooding problem, so I have taken 40 gallons of water out of the basement, my craps room, within the last day and a half. I split apart when it came out of my fingers, but we end up with a 2, 4, 6. So I'm sure after I go to bed here, when we're done, I'll have to get back up and vacuum more water out. At the craps chair for 30 years. Isn't that the truth? In fact, the girlfriend always laughs at me because when we go into the casino in Green Bay, in the Oneida Casino, we park in a parking garage, 516, 51 mixer, and the parking garage, you come in at the level 2, and then you come down into the casino, so you take an escalator. And every time we get onto the escalator, I'm like, time for work, time to make the money, time to make the donuts, that type of stuff. And she just kind of look at me and roll her eyes all the time. But that was my comment. Time to go to work. Here to make money. If I have fun along the way, then that's just extra bonus. 5-5 hard 10. If you have fun along the way, that's just part of the bonus. And we have a 5-4 Senfield 9. So I'm noticing that I need to straighten my posture out again. My pressure on my knuckles on the table is getting a little bit heavy again. So that's something I need to focus on. And that's the little things that you need to pick up on in order to get some consistency going in the throwing. And we have a 3-2-5. And that energy level in the dice on that throw was perfect. Campfire and craps table. Campfire only if the beverages are flowing free. I have a lot of campfires in my backyard during the summer months. And we have a 3-2-5. 5 is showing up quite heavily again. So between yesterday and today, we've had 25 5s and 37 6s. That's a huge amount for only 200 rolls approximately. This is 200th roll coming up right now. And that is going to be our final roll for the day. We have a 3-4-7, and that is a 7 out. So that is the end of our shots today. Let's see if we can do this once really quick. I don't know if my screen screwed up or not with this. No, it's still good. So this is, it's off a little bit here, guys. But it has a lot of the rolls from yesterday and today. So today we've had a 37 roll, or 23 roll, or 22, 13, a 9. Yesterday we had some 12s, a 15. So those are really good numbers there. Our horn numbers were running high. Our 6s are definitely running high. The 7s are way low. 8s are way low. And our 4s are really low. And the 4s used to be a signature number of mine, so I'm not really sure what's going on with that. But anyhow, hey guys, I'm going to take off for the day. Make sure you check out John. Ian's going to be throwing his second round of the shooter competition today. I'm not sure if it's going to be on this daily paycheck video or if it's going to be on the coffee and craps. But thanks for joining in today. My name is Joe. This is my Crapsmaster Dice Shooting Journey. Let's make it.